One of the things that makes the Washington office distinctive is that we're essentially the gateway for the firm to our nation's capital. So when our clients have problems with the federal government, problems with agencies, problems with Congress, we're essentially the door through which they enter the firm.
I think when people think of the Washington office, one of the things that comes immediately to mind is our issues and appeals practice. We hire a lot of Supreme Court clerks. That gets press every year. Our government regulation practice includes a number of people from various administrations that have very deep experience in regulatory litigation. The cybersecurity practice is something we didn't have a few years ago. Now it's very strong. The healthcare practice has been growing. There are really a lot of strengths, and one thing I think people forget about Jones Day is that we've been in Washington since 1946. We've got very deep roots here. It's a full-service office with a full complement of lawyers in a lot of areas that don't necessarily get headlines, but for clients are exactly what they need.
The Washington office has always had a focus on Washington, D.C. But over the last, I'd say 20 years, we saw it expand into bringing in a much larger number of former government officials from the executive branch, from Congress, and from the agencies. We have lawyers that just know the ins and outs of how the agencies work, how federal courts review agency action, how the executive branch works, how Congress works. And the reason we know those ins and outs is because our lawyers have been there in the trenches working in the government, and they're very good at translating that experience into advising clients on how to navigate the maze that often is Washington, D.C.
When you're sitting across from the client, and the client's asking, well, what is the goal of the government? What are the deliberations that they're having? What do I need to be concerned about? You're able to take a step back and tell them, I'll tell you exactly what the government's thinking because I was there. And this is how the government thinks about these things. I'll tell you exactly what a reasonable response is or what may be an unreasonable response. And I'll also try to counsel you at what point you finally say to yourself, we've had enough. We have to be prepared to be in an adversarial relationship with this regulator, with this agency, with this oversight, because they're simply being too unreasonable. We try to go through that triage of analysis with the client, always with an eye that we are prepared to go all the way on your behalf, including suing the government. We're the firm that can do